gorgeous! Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm building a big Hampton style mansion on the 64 by 64 lot in the world of Brindleton Bay. Brindleton Bay is the world that came with the expansion pack Cats and Dogs. And I don't actually play here very often, and I also don't really build here very often, and I believe I've said this before, but I'm not a huge fan of the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. I feel like it doesn't really add a whole lot of gameplay. I mean, the pets are pretty cute, and I like the creative pets. I mean, we basically have like creative style for pets. It's like the only thing that we have creative style for, which is quite interesting, but in my opinion it's not really gameplay. And I feel like with the Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, when you adopt like a pet, you go like, oh, that's so cute, but other than that, you don't really do a lot with the pets, and I just find that taking care of them can become quite tedious. It's more like I almost feel the same about cats and dogs as I feel about laundry day stuff, if that makes sense. So basically, it just adds something that your Sims have to do, that they have to take care of, without really adding a whole lot of gameplay. But still, here we are, and it's one of the most popular expansion packs for The Sims 4. So yeah, I wanted to build something in this world. And yeah, like I just said in the beginning of the video, I don't really build here very often. That's mainly because I don't really like the pack, so I don't really feel very inclined to play here. And but the world is quite cute in my opinion. Like, the only thing that I don't really like about this world are the EA houses. They are so bad. I mean, so I had to bulldoze a house that was on this lot originally, and from the outside it looked okay. It didn't look good, but it also didn't look very bad. I feel like the style made sense, but the interiors of these houses, oh my gosh. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Delgato family home. Like, the interior, it's just completely white and there's just no furniture at all. Like, it's so weird. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to do a build in this specific typical Hamptons style, and as you can see, the exterior came along quite quickly. I was actually surprised that building the exterior for this house did not take me too long, because with my previous mentions on the 64 by 64 lots, my main focus was really on the exterior and the landscaping, and it took me hours and hours and hours. And don't get me wrong, guys, this build took me hours to do. But I feel like I spent most time on the interior because I really wanted to kind of nail that Hamptons aesthetic. So when I'm thinking of a Hamptons house, I'm thinking of lots of lights, white walls, and like nautical accents. So I would say that the color scheme for Hampton style houses are usually quite white and blue, which makes sense. I feel like all the swatches in the items that came with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, there's always a white swatch and like this muted blue color, and there's also some brown swatches as well. Like, a lot of Hampton style builds are brown as well, but I personally wanted to go for this blue and white aesthetic because I just felt like it looked nice in the environment. It kind of blended in with the sea. And as you can see here, I went with a light blue exterior, but in the end I do change the light blue to a darker blue because even though I quite like the light blue aesthetic, I feel like in The Sims having that contrast between the white and the darker colors just looked a little bit better. So yeah, that's why I did that. Another thing that I have to warn you guys about, I had to cut out a lot of footage, so apologies. Like, I don't think you see me doing any of the landscaping, which I feel like is usually quite repetitive and boring anyway, and you will eventually see it in the screenshots, so don't worry. Yeah, I mean, if I did not edit this video, it would have gone on for an hour and 15 minutes. That's how long the footage was after speeding it up 6 times. And I also did not record the floor plan, and there was also some stuff that I did on the exterior that I just didn't record because there was something like, I liked the front of the house, but the back of the house was just a little bit off for some reason. And I came back to it after I did the exterior, and I just changed a few things. They were not major, but I think the bump outs on the back of the house, I just made them a tile wider at the end, and I also added some additional dormers, because from the managed worlds view, I felt like the house didn't really look that good. It was basically just one large roof and it just looked a little bit odd. So I wanted to add some more detailing on the back as well. So here the bump outs are still a little bit smaller, more narrow, and I think here we just made that jump in time where I had added these details at the back of the lot, and I'm just working on some landscaping right here. So yeah, like I just said, this house took me a very, very long time. It is also very, very big. I think in total this house has the house itself has 6 bedrooms, but there's also going to be a little guest house, or like the in-laws house or grandma's cottage, which also has just a single bedroom, bathroom, living room and kitchen area. You could very well put a butler there as well. I feel like 7 bedrooms is still not that much, but yeah, in terms of what I had in mind of the kind of people living in this house, I feel like it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have like 8 people in this household, because I also actually put some stuff here for pets. I mean, and after all, we can say about the cats and dogs expansion pack what we will, but we're still in the cats and dogs world, so I wanted to include some pet stuff here. Not my first pet stuff, just some pet stuff. So yeah, here we are working on my personal favorite area of this whole house, which is the outdoor patio or decking. I'm not sure. Would we call this a decking or a porch? I'm not sure. But it has like a big outdoor kitchen, bar area, dining area, and I love that little table from City Living, I believe, because it has like this nice sort of open fireplace there, yeah, I think it would just be a very, very nice conversation area to sit on like a nice summer night and just talk with your loved ones until 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I thought this was just a very, very nice area, and I was getting so excited building this because I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go here in real life. So yeah. And so like I just mentioned, I'm also building a little guest house. So unfortunately I had to make the pool a little bit smaller, as you can see right here, but I think the pool is still quite spacious. So I feel like that is okay. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is if you guys don't know, or if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm also working on a save file. This house is not specifically for my save file, but basically I am at the moment rebuilding the whole of Willow Creek, and I kind of want to bring back like iconic townies from previous Sims games, so The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, and just kind of give them more of an in-depth storyline, as well as completely new houses. So when I'm building houses for my save file, I always know exactly what Sims I'm making them for. So recently I did a house for the Pleasant family, for example, and I know who's going to live there, and I built the houses specifically for them. Again, because this house is not necessarily for my save file, I just went ahead and wanted to build a Hamptons mansion, and as I was building this, I started to think about what kind of family would live here. And so I have a bit of a storyline in mind. Like, obviously this house is very, very big, and I think we would say that this is a celebrity mansion. So I have a storyline in mind for a couple. So a married couple, a man and a woman. I would say that the woman is like a celebrity, like an actress or maybe a singer or something like that. And she married her plastic surgeon. So it is basically a doctor and an actress living here, and they have 3 adopted children. I feel like having adopted children makes sense because I would imagine that the woman living in this house, she is quite vain, and I think when they were, having the conversation about having children, she was like, whatever, I'm not going to bear children because I will ruin my body. Like, obviously you don't ruin your body with bearing children, but I know that some women find that very, very scary, because your appearance might change. So she didn't want to do that. So they wanted to adopt children. And yeah, so I don't know if I said this, I imagine that they have adopted 3 children. So 2 are going to be teenagers, and 1 is a child. And the teenagers I imagine to be a boy and a girl, and I think the girl is really obsessed with becoming an actress. I think she kind of wants to be an influencer. So when I made her bedroom, I also gave her like a little video making station that came with Get Famous. And so she's really taking after her mom in that sense. And then the son, I imagine he's more interested in medicine. Like, his father, even though he's a plastic surgeon, he's still a surgeon. I would imagine him to be a very, very smart man. And his son is also interested in becoming a doctor or a surgeon of some kind. So he takes more after his father. And then they also have a little kid. Because they're children, and in The Sims there's not a whole lot you can do with children. I don't really have a personality in mind for the child yet. I think all of the people living here are going to be quite vain, and the children are definitely quite spoiled. They've never been denied anything in their life. But of course, if you want to download this house, you can make it for any kind of family. I don't think I will actually make these Sims, although I was very, very excited to play with this house, because I think this is the favorite house that I ever built. So yeah, I was quite excited to play with this house, although I don't really play the game that often anymore. And when I play, I rarely play with the rich and famous. Usually I like to do more rags to riches type challenges, and I just get bored when my Sims get too rich because the game becomes too easy. I don't know if you guys have that as well, because I also really love more dramatic gameplay and just coming up with these really interesting storylines. Like, I used to love watching Delicracy's Let's Plays, and I loved her Hamptons Falls Let's Play, I believe she called it. And I recently actually rewatched that series, so that's also what inspired me to build a Hamptons style house. So yeah, but like I just said, obviously I'm not making these Sims, so you can come up with any kind of storyline that you feel would fit the family that lives in this house. If you have any ideas, I would love to read about them if you want to comment them down below. Also, if you're interested in downloading this house, it is currently on the gallery. You can find it using my origin ID, BriaSims YT, and I also included a hashtag, which is just BriaSims or hashtag BriaSims YT. So you should be able to find the build there. I got a comment on my last video asking to upload my videos elsewhere. I will definitely look into that because I believe not everybody has access to the gallery, or the gallery does not work for them properly, which I'm not surprised because this game is so glitchy. So I will definitely look into that. I mean, very soon I will be releasing my save file anyway, so you know, you'll have access to the builds in Willow Creek that way anyway. And then I'll look into uploading the houses separately as well. So I'll be on to that very soon. So yeah. Oh, I actually built a laundry in this house, as you can see. I never put laundries in my house because, like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't like playing with laundry. I feel it just gives your Sims unnecessary things to do. Yeah. Oh, and I remember actually that I built a DJ booth here. So maybe the son isn't going to be a doctor, but he wants to be a DJ. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, you can just easily remove it. I didn't really know what to do with the garage space. Usually I just kind of put like a woodworking table in my garages. I don't usually when I build a garage on my houses, I do like to put a car in there or just make it into an actual garage because I don't know, even though they're not usable, I kind of like that realism. But I feel like realism in The Sims is a funny thing, right? Because there's some things that I'm really stress about in my builds. Like when I'm making a garage, it needs to be an actual garage. It's not going to be a bedroom or a living room, or I'm not going to incorporate it into the floor plan in any other way. And another thing that I really have to do is putting my fireplaces in spots that make sense. So for example, on the outside of this build, I had a chimney, and you know, when I started to make the floor plan for this house, I just kind of forgot about it, and I just put the fireplace in the middle of the house. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I have a chimney. Oh no, this placement does not make any sense. So in the end, I added an additional chimney, like literally in the middle of this house, and I added a fireplace to the actual chimney on the outside of the house. So the floor plan makes sense, but that meant that the upstairs, the chimney literally went right through the hallway, so I kind of have like an awkward sitting corner. But yeah, I feel like it's okay. I don't know, I just really feel uncomfortable putting my fireplaces in spots that don't make sense, even though it doesn't matter, it's The Sims. But you know, that's a thing that I just like to do. But then I also never add laundries, for example, to my house, even though that is a very realistic thing to have in your house. I just never do that because I don't like playing with it. So this is the main bedroom that I imagine being for the parents, and I quite like the layout of this bedroom because, as you can see right now, like the bathroom is quite small, but you kind of enter through two different walk-in closets to go into the bathroom. And I don't know, I quite like how it turned out. And as you can see right here, it also has like a separate room off the side where I just put like a luxury spa type bathtub. And it also has a fireplace here, and you could potentially, you know, open up the doors and enjoy the sea breeze whilst you're just bathing. And also this house has an actual spa. As you can see, I'm building the spa right here. So we have a hot tub, we have 2 massage tables, and a little sauna. And I really like how this room turned out. It would be so nice. This is kind of in this tower at the back, so not the front tower, but the tower in the back. And you just really have these amazing views of the ocean, and I really like this room. And also this house has a gym, which you will be seeing me working on a little bit later on in this video. But yeah, so this is definitely a very, very fancy house. It has 6 bedrooms, a complete guest house, tons of bathrooms as well, a gym, a spa, and a massive outdoor seating area as well. So I think this is definitely a house that fits a celebrity family. So yeah, here you see me working on that bedroom that I mentioned to be for the teen daughter who aspires to be an influencer or maybe an actress as well. The one thing that I really don't like is how you cannot become an influencer or make like YouTube videos just from a regular computer. I feel like this is such a Sims thing, or especially Sims 4 thing. It's kind of like that freaking cupcake machine, that huge ass machine, and you can't make normal cupcakes like just using an oven. You have to use the cupcake machine. It just really bothers me. And the same goes for that video making station, because it's so big and you can barely fit it into a room unless you have like a dedicated office space. And you know, your Sims don't always have that kind of space if they're just starting out and they want to start their YouTube channel. I mean, I live in a very, very small apartment and I'm just recording my videos on my laptop, either in my bedroom or in my living room. So yeah, I feel like it doesn't really make sense that we can't just use the laptop to start becoming an influencer. The Sims get famous, but you know, whatever. It's The Sims. You get used to that kind of stuff. So, and here I'm building the gym. By the way, I'm sorry guys if I start sounding a little bit gross. Like, I have mild allergies, and when I'm talking for a very, very long time I get really, really stuffed up, so I'm really struggling right now to speak, but just bear with me. So yeah, this is the little gym area. Also in the tower I have a little meditation space, which I thought looked super, super cute. And your Sims can also go up another level, but there isn't really anything there. I was debating putting like an easel there, but I already had easels downstairs, and I feel like having to use your ladder to go paint would be such a pain. So I don't really often use ladders, but you know, in this space it made sense to have a ladder. But you Sims can go up there and go onto the Widow's Walk. I think we would call that a Widow's Walk. Like the little balcony on the tower, and I think it looks pretty nice. So here we are working on the final space, which is the guest house. So it's actually just a completely functional little house. It has a little kitchen, a dining area, living room with a TV, and a bedroom and a small little bathroom. You can't really have Sims spend the night, I think, unless it's, you know, like a romantic interest. It's a romantic interaction, I suppose, which is a bit of a shame. I wish that was a thing, because it would be nice to kind of have your guest over and then they can sleep in this little guest house. But, you know, it's just mainly here for decoration. I don't think realistically you would use it. You can change it out to put the gym here. I feel like that would make sense as well. But yeah, I think actually we are now near the end of the speed building part of this video. So I think I'm just going to leave this voiceover right here. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know by leaving a like or a comment, or feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my future videos. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!